Here we're at Stedman's getting ready for a beekeeping class as we're getting all set up and ready to shoot here. So.
Let's see. Safety. And I wrote notes 2 years ago, so
Hey, George?
yeah.
Is anybody allergic to bee stings? Anybody know that they're allergic to bee stings? All right. If anybody gets stung, let us know right away and we can do something to fix it.
Does everybody know they're not allergic to
That's a better
Have
question.
you been stung before and did you not swell up and asphyxiate? If you've never been stung, particularly if you've never been stung, please let us know immediately if you've been stung. You never been stung?
No. I was going to ask, do we need to know the first aid procedure for people that might be around our hive and they get stung and they go into anaphylactic shock? What do we do if they don't have like a plunger thingy?
The key there is call 911.
Call 911. Do your best.
Fortunately, anaphylactic shock for bee stings is very rare. Because generally what happens is you have to have, for your immune system to get set up, you have to get stung once, and then your immune system will tune itself to say that's a bad thing, and I need to ramp up and defend my body whenever I get stung again. So it's the second bee sting that does people in, or first time if it's 100 bee stings. You can trigger the same type of thing, but it's generally very rare. Yeah.
I got stung by a hornet 6 times when I was 11. I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're still breathing?
Yeah.
As a note, it is possible to develop the allergy at any time. You can have gone just fine for years and years and years, and suddenly you get a really, really bad reaction. Okay, see your doc now. Don't delay. It's good.
If you're allergic, you have to get it from your doctor. It's a prescription.
Yeah, it's a prescription thing.
Right. A typical reaction is you'll get stung and you'll get a small swelling on the spot, or you'll get a larger swelling, and depending on your system, like a swelling to this hand, somewhere might swell up the whole hand. That's called a local reaction. If it creeps up the arm, that's still a local, but then it's becoming more of a severe local reaction. If you get stung on this hand and this hand also swells up, then you're getting to that more of an allergic reaction. What we have found is that if you get stung one day on this hand and it swells up, and then the next time you get stung, if you get stung over here and this old spot swells up, that's kind of normal.
Okay.
So don't get alarmed about that one. Anaphylactic shock is where you might getting lightheadedness, might have trouble breathing. So we don't know any of your history, so if somebody gets stung today, please let whoever you're with know that you've been stung, and don't kind of wander off and get lost. Because we kind of recognize you if you say, "Hey, I've been stung," and 5 minutes later you fall over. We'll kind of recognize that.
Call an ambulance.
Yeah, and call somebody that.
Let me do this one. If you get stung, the quickest remedy that I've found and easiest thing to do is meat tenderizer. It's just salt. Put a little on your hand, and the best way to make this work is to spit on it. For some reason, the saliva is the best. Make a little paste. You're going to get stung in your face. Rub it in around that sting. It will help to draw the venom out. And just leave it there. Let it dry on you.
A few years ago, my uncle was at an outing, and one of the people's kids got stung by a hornet, and he put a penny on it. In inside of 5 minutes or less, the kid was back playing again.
Something about the copper draws
The
out
copper,
the venom.
exactly.
First people use tobacco.
Or looking at the penny distracted the kid for the 1 minute that the pain is there.
It could have been.
But the most, other than getting stung, and if you get stung, take the sting site away and scrape the stinger away. And then you're better off if you're a smoker, if you smoke that site, you will, or wipe it with a cloth, and then the bees won't smell that and want to sting that spot again. More than likely, if you get cut by using your hive tool, because hive tools are sharp, we have Band-Aids. So that's the one thing that's here that's probably more useful.
I haven't had a histamine.
We do have antihistamines. We have some Claritins and some, let's see what else. Benadryl. Benadryl puts a lot of people to sleep, so
Take one, not two.
We also have some Neosporin, and we have, what else we got? We have some ibuprofen, and we have extra Band-Aids. So if you need any of this, it's all in here. And, oh, the other thing, since we're here, so that's, everybody feels safe now, right?
Pretty much.
Right? Okay. If you're moving boxes around and you drop one, you're better off if you just stop, because if you start running, then you're going to step on all the bees and you're going to get them really mad. So the key is if you drop something like a frame, we have seen a frame go flying in the beekeeper class. The key is just stop, wait, they will settle down, and then we'll go pick it up, put it back in the hive. And so the key is don't panic and run. Let's see. So the other thing, since I have you here, is if any of you want to take observation hives to schools, we have them available here. There's 4 of them. For the fair, we have a big one. What else do we have? We have another one. We have a big one, so maybe we have 5 of them. And those are available for any member to come and get them and go give demos to whoever they want to give demos to. Let's see. For the apiary, we have tools, we have burlap, we have extra parts and pieces as we need to add more parts and pieces to the hives. So if during our inspections, if you need to go add a frame, or if a frame breaks and you want to go get one to replace it, there's more in here. And just kind of search around. It's pretty well organized this time of the year, because Jean just spent I don't know how many weeks organizing it. But after 3 days of me and actually if Jason gets out here, we'll just trash the place within about 2 days. So you might want to take a look in there and see what's there. So that's safety. Oh, the other safety is when some people will wear gloves, some people won't wear gloves. Today, your first day is the best day not to use gloves, because your first day is when you're first learning, and what happens typically is if the bees actually do sting your first day, or you could be a little rough with them, if they sting your glove, it's going to put that scent in your glove, and you'll get the bees mean every time you open them up with that glove, because it smells like attack. Like the bees are being attacked. So if your first day, if you can start with no gloves, you will be like 3 years ahead of where you would be if you start with gloves the first day.
We only talked briefly about gloves in class. Are there new developments in gloves, like, aramid fiber gloves that are thin but tough and give you tactile feeling?
There's the big heavy leather ones that are traditionally used, and they're getting some people use garden gloves, some people use the really thin surgical type gloves.
But do latex or nitrile gloves stop the stinger?
No, but it's really easy to pull them out once they sting through it.
We prefer no gloves.
Yeah, it's actually best if you do no gloves, until you will learn later on in beekeeping that there's time for gloves, and it's usually when you're pulling honey.
And there's no spray or anything that they've developed that...
Nope. You just get used to it.
Yeah.
You learn how to
You
use
get
to
stung-
work
when you
the
get stung
bees.
on the hand, take your rings off right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we're trying to
That's
teach
a
you is
good
to work the bees gently, so that you don't
Yeah.
cause them, so that you're not offending them and they aren't trying to defend themselves against you. And if you have gloves on, you can't sense when you're using too much force on the bees. It numbs your senses. So if you learn to use, do gloveless beekeeping, you gain a better stewardship of the bees.
Yeah. Your primary mission in life, whatever you're doing with the hive, is not to kill bees. Because if you kill bees, they become angry. They have a pheromone. When they get squished, they have what I call a "you kill my sister" pheromone, and they will spread that. And after you kill 5 or 6 bees in one particular location, they begin to get very agitated, and they say, "Oh, that thing's coming at us again," and then they'll start, coming after it. So always be mindful that you want to minimize killing bees. You can't avoid it; you'll kill some. Life's like that. They're bugs, okay? But try to always go mindfully that you do not want to kill bees if you can make any other arrangements, because it will make your life so much easier.
Okay, so I think we'll
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen. Oh, that's good.
Sunscreen. Oh, that's a good one
We're
for
going to be out here in the
beekeepers.
sun.
Sunscreen in Washington? Okay.
You want skin cancer?
Okay. So next we're going to go down here to this station, and Gene's going to show us all how to light a smoker with a single match, and then we'll hand out a
Nobody told me that part.
single match to everybody, and if that fails, we'll hand you a book of matches. If that fails, we'll hand you a lighter. If that fails, we'll hand you a torch. We will get these smokers lit.